Howdy, and welcome back to opening night at Anthology of the Killer by the Catamites. Last time we played Voice of the Killer, which, as we can see in the contents, was number 1. So believe it or not, from number 1 we will continue on to number 2 to Hands of the Killer. So let's continue on, and we can see hands. So we're making progress. It's not that far, These exhibits tend to be laid out in a way that they want you to traverse them. Like, they don't want us to traverse through this blocked off door. I was going to say wooded off. Blocked. I feel like there's a specific phrase you use for when you plank up a door, but I can't think of it off the top of my head. We got some masks. We have a hand. So we know none of these are our killers because we are looking for hands like this fellow has. So this could be our killer. We got a grandfather clock, which I am a fan of. I mention this a lot, but I actually own one because my great-grandfather left me this antique one that he had when he died because I was obsessed with it as a child. They say later on, BB will drop by. Is that so? I'd like to meet BB. Yeah, BB seems like a fun individual, making her zines, making rent. Grabbers Moving Co. will take you away. Vita lessons. I would like to have a Vita lesson. I'd like to, we can see eye, we see hand. See hand, we see eye. Eye at the center. It's okay. No. I was gonna say eye at the center of a vortex, but perhaps the line at the top is an eyebrow, and we're seeing like an eye with the iris center. I'm not exactly sure. It's art. You don't always have to understand art. You just have to look at it, appreciate it. Try and draw your own conclusions. Maybe you don't always draw your own conclusions, and that's fine. Sometimes you don't need to understand everything. Not like these guys. These guys get it. So I think we're still continuing on towards hands. Not exactly sure what's happening here. Like if this is like a torture device or like some kind of chair. All I see are eyes, skull, hand, a sickle of some sort. We got pipes. We see Hands of the Killer over there. Everything must go. Oh, that's always great. Oh, look. It's Bort. Everyone loves Bort. And it's new. New Bort. What a treat. Let's go into Hands. A strange sound is heard from within the walls of the apartment block. They say the hands of the killer are roaming around. I wake up one night to a horrible scream outside my window. It sounds like the killer is at it again. We can see BB looking outside, tired, just woke up. We can see some green light. There's something in the green light. Perhaps it's what created that horrible scream. The moon is high, but I'm feeling restless. The apartment block's protective shutters have gone down for the night. Maybe a walk around is what I need. I don't see protective shutters, but I've also never lived... Night Clown! I've never lived anywhere that had a protective shutter, so, I don't know what to think about that. Haunted Hands. That's a good poster. I would love to have that. We see toilet that we can clip on through. Oh, also, for this episode, I'm actually using the stick instead of WSD just to see how it feels. It feels pretty good. In the loader, you kind of have tank control, so, if you, turn left... that makes you, if you press left, it makes you turn left, and then you press forward or back, you go forward or back. So that's a little strange to control with a stick, in my opinion, but in this, it feels pretty natural. In the bathroom, a mysterious phosphorescent, is that how you spell phosphorescent? Really? A phosphorescent glow comes from behind the mirror on the wall, along with a scraping sound. I'd like to pull it off someday, but it'd mean losing the deposit. Yeah, you'd be a little concerned if there's light coming from... we've all seen Candyman. It's a great film. Phosphorescent. I never thought about how that would be spelled. I wasn't criticizing they spelled it. I just literally never sat down and was like, I'm going to write the word phosphorescent. BB's report. Note on strange masks. Recently, strange masks have begun appearing in the city. What's with these masks? Nobody wants to talk about them. In my opinions... people normally ignore most things. Progress in my new zine remains slow as I keep falling asleep in the middle of sentences. On the other hand, the effect is kind of funny. Is this what it means to be new wave? I think it is. Falling asleep on the Z key, you can't beat the comedic potential of that. Oh, yeah, right here, we can see the other side of the mirror. So, we're in our bathroom is it a Candyman situation? It's no, No, that's coming from our house. You know, that's our light. This is our pile of laundry. Night Clown, what's over here? Oh, that person talked for a second. BB, is that you? I think we're running low on merchandise for the online store. My sister Zizi is hard at work. Her hours have become increasingly irregular since she started using the internet every day. Same. She says it makes her smarter, but at what cost? What cost indeed? I like your the picture on your wall. It's a pretty good one. I'd put that up in my home. Oh, what's this? A retro zone. If you're already awake, could you run for some supplies? Using forbidden knowledge, Zizi discovered we could pay the rent by putting mysterious items up for sale online. I am in charge of the inventory, which means my job is grabbing them beforehand. So we need Bort Doll, sold out. Missed Out Fire VHS Rare, Missed Out Fire VHS Rare, Missed Out Fire VHS Rare. We need 3 copies of this rare item. Plastic thing sold out. Fake plant sold out. This is sold out on our store, not like sold out in general. Rubber eyes, mask, horrible lamp. Everyone's always buying the horrible lamp. But nobody seems to guard these things or pay attention when they're lost. Who's buying them? How do they have any value? I told you, that's just the economy. Nobody ever said it had to make sense. Just keep an eye out for any old Beanie Babies while you're out there. It makes sense to me. Wow, this must be the exciting new sense of direction in life that can only come via attaining a career. It must be, BB. It must be. Aside from the night noises, this part of the city has many amenities. The rooms here are cheap because of all the murders. Unfortunately, rent is due all the same. That is a shame. You know, you'd be like, can I get just a little reprieve on the rent due to, all the murder? But I mean, when you have amenities like this picture of dogs, you just gotta fork over the rent. I mean, we all know this. We might want to go the other way since this looks like it's going downstairs, but let's see what this says. Every week, someone leaves one of these flyers in the hall. I often wonder what it is about this town that leads to such a weird advertising sensibility. Grabbers Moving Co. Will take you away. I mean, I already like that sign. It's a pretty good sign. And I know I shouldn't walk through stuff, but I don't know. It just kind of tickles me. It's not like a judgment on the game or anything. There's just something really freeing just about being like, you know what, fuck it, I'll walk through the box. Why not? Another reason for the cheap rooms is the antiquated security system, far beneath today's superior anti-murderer technology. This elevator will be unusable till morning. The shutters are scored and pitted on both sides with knife marks. So I mean, it's working. It's keeping the murderers out or in. So I guess the idea is just, there's a murderer out, and we'll just lock it down. Hope for the best. You see this dog? This dog appears to have a body of some sort. Either that dog on... It's like a hill with like a dog face. Oh, there's another thing over here? No, it's just more room. Oh, we're going to inspect the art. We're watching a television. The television is playing a foreign drama, but I can sort of work out what's meant to be happening. Okay. Strong body without head, casting shadow. I always forget what that statue's called, but the statue in the fucking Red Room, famous. And there's Arsène Lupin or some kind of burglar gentleman coming through a clock. There's a computer on the ground. Checker tile. Yeah, I think we all understand the gist here. We get it. We understand. It makes perfect sense. Friendly reminder, owner's not liable for what happens in the tunnels. That's just good advice, Whatever happens in the tunnels stays in the tunnels unless it gets out of the tunnels, and then you got a problem. A soft vibration runs through the floor of the laundry room. None of the other residents are around at this hour, but all the washers are in use day and night. Boy, isn't that the truth. I've only been in... Actually, that's a lie. I've been in 2 apartments with, communal washer things, but I only had to use one because my mom decided to throw out her washer and dryer because she was like, they're broken. They weren't broken. They just kind of sucked. So I scooped those up. I was able to use them at my second apartment. My first apartment had a, communal thing. And it was just like, I think it was like 3 washers and 4 dryers. It might have been 4 washers, 4 dryers. And it's just like, it didn't seem to matter what time you went in. There were always just like packed. It was hard to find like the right time to go. I thought I was being like sneaky by being like, it's 2 a.m. No one's gonna be using it. No, 2 a.m.'s prime time for laundry, baby. Through the window of the washer, I can kind of see a grayish pulpy sludge churned indefinitely by the big spinners. I guess someone wants it very clean. I mean, yeah, if I had grayish pulpy sludge on my shit, I would be like, yeah, I need the big time wash. Whatever that means. Ooh, there's footprints walking up the wall into what do you call that? An air duct. We can see eyes watching a pirate ship. Pretty good painting. Once again, I mean, this game so far is just filled with good posters and paintings. I've never been able to figure out who pulled off the tunnel cover to start with, although the joke is that the owners thought it would be cheaper than a fire escape. The air from inside is inviting. Cool. I mean, yeah, you know, it's a funny joke. This is cheaper than a fire escape. You know, we're all laughing about this. It's a pretty good joke. Haha, don't tell the fire department, please. What's in here? You can kind of peek a little in here. You see some, are they people wearing sheets? Are they furniture wearing sheets? We can see like a big mirror and like a candy machine or something. Who knows? I mean, it's probably, you know, some kind of vending machine. That would be the thing to call it, not a candy machine, because, you know, it could potentially do things other than candy. This section is controlling like the loader. And honestly, I mentioned that I thought it was a bit weird controlling the loader with the stick, but you know, it actually isn't. It isn't that bad. It is working. We can see someone's room. Can't really get a lot of detail. This, I believe, just goes back to where we were. Assuming that I haven't gotten completely turned around already, which is a possibility. I have a very bad sense of direction. But I do think if we walk back here, we'll see the vending machine. I don't think I've gotten turned around in a very small space just yet. You know, there's plenty of time to get turned around. Actually, I'm going to see, like, if I use A here. Okay, it doesn't turn any faster with the keyboard. I wasn't sure, just because the turn speed is a little slow, but I'm guessing, you know, yeah, it wasn't like an important, like, oh, we're about to go through a maze or anything. It's just, you know, a little set piece, a little ambiance. I climb out to some kind of storeroom. Dead moths under my feet. The clothes here look to be around 20 years old, which is not enough, so I have to go deeper. That is true. We needed a mask. I don't know, like, I don't seem to be able to interact with it, so it's not like, I don't think I've missed any items that ZZ wanted, or even if that is an actual objective for, I was going to say this level, but it's technically, you know, they're all standalone games that build up an anthology. I know I could probably just breeze past that cut right there, but and I probably shouldn't have to mention this every single series, but I live right fucking next to train tracks, so I heard the train whistle coming down. So to save y'all hearing just constant honks and the scraping of train wheels in the microphone, which apparently gets picked up way better than I think it would be. Just, you know, just a little cut there. At this point, I feel like I should explain something about the nature of this. Yes, I would love to hear about the nature of this building. Oh, that's a door. I zoned out thinking about trains. I was looking at this picture. I'm excited about the nature of this building. Hit me with it, BB. Like many cities, this one underwent many changes over the years. There was an industrial period, a retail period, a service period, etc. We all know about the retail and service periods, until gradually the things it manufactured became too abstract and indecipherable to easily be summarized in any way. I still hope to find out what they are myself someday. Anyway, with each change in the economy, the building was adapted to a new shape, new rooms added or closed off, each layer draped piecemeal over the last to form new spaces where opportunity with a capital O might live. And we can see a diagram of the building. And, you know, the concept of building on top of old things with new things isn't a new or radical idea, but it's always a fun idea to me, specifically like in a video game setting where you like are going down through a thing and things keep changing and like maybe getting weirder or older. And I hate that the first example that just came to mind was of course the Darkened Soul, where you just keep going down, you hit like the depths and you're like, the depths, the lowest, and then you get below the depths and you're like, oh, Oh, there's just swamp shit down here, huh? Just a fun little thing. Speaking of which, ZZ says the sweet spot for nostalgia material is 30 to 40 years old, or old enough to smell like death. Oh boy, I turned 31 this year, and let me tell you, kind of correct. I think the internet is accelerating her tendencies towards the gothic. Personally, I've always been more about true crime, which has no basis in the internet. I mean, human beings seemingly have always been interested in crime. Like you find crime novels and pulpy stuff, all the time. But true crime is a very strange one to me. Like, I personally don't care for it too much because it's just like, oh well, some people got murdered. This kind of sucks. I don't really care about learning about the serial killer, but to each their own, I guess. I display some spiders and rummage through the box. Result: 3 copies of Patch Adams on VHS, a jigsaw puzzle with a picture of a boat boat, miscellaneous plastic shit. I don't feel like carrying any of it back. The search goes on. I mean, Patch Adams, we're getting close to a Miss Doubtfire, you know? You could probably put that one up. Pretty long. Oh, we got our Bort doll. I was going to say, this is starting to feel like progress. I might want to turn around, but no, we found our Bort doll. When I pick up the Bort doll, a layer of greasy rubber skin comes off and sticks to my hands. The bulbous eyes roll crazily around. No good to sell, but maybe it could be scavenged for parts. I make a mental note. No, I would bring back the fucked up Bort and just, you put it on the store as, a battle damage Bort, a limited edition. You charge extra for it, and, no one needs to know. Look, we're here to make rent. We got to be creative with it. We got to be a salesperson, BB. We got to work this shit out, and we got to work this shit out, and we got to work this shit out. Night. I wish I could see the top of this if it said anything else. So all we know about the sign is I see a smiling face, a red line, and night. And I can't even get the smiling face back. The clothes rack seems to contain nothing but denim overalls with smiling clown embroidered. I don't know why that was hard to say. Embroidered decal. They're covered with a soft layer of translucent mold that seems to be coming from the clown. Clowns always tend to be a little moldy. Box of knives barely used. T-shirt reading "Blomby Dog." An abstract plastic toy with horribly detailed rubber feet that's covered in tufts of synthetic hair. The good stuff. Ooh, is this like a game? Okay, like I'm seeing video games here, but that's probably my brain being the problem. Like on the top, like that like white rectangle, it's like, okay, this purple thing with the spinny on it is like a fusion between the GameCube and the Dreamcast. That probably says more about me that's what I'm seeing than actually represents what is in game. I keep looking through the heaps. A clear plastic pyramid with a racing car inside. A pile of cassette tapes with the insides pulled out and knotted together. A copy of Steely Dan, Live at the Gibbous. I push onwards. I see BB. BB's not much of a Dan man. That's a shame, Well, we like BB, but, maybe we could show BB, a little Steely Dan. Another box. This one says Stickies and shows a smiling woman being encased in green slime. It's being held tightly shut with electrical tape. Yeah. I remember. We all remember the time whenever it was like, we gotta get these people covered in fucking slime. It was a different time. I'm not gonna say it's a better time. It was just different then. Just coating everything in slime. A lot of slime. Now I'm not dancing around the subject. Anyway, I was gonna say beating around the bush, but that always sounds gross. Like what was the Nickelodeon like GAC slime stuff like actually made of? Like I think they sold like toy versions of it you could get, but that kind of seems icky to me. I don't like getting my like hands, gross, like touching things with my hands. So I was just like, I'll pass on that. But now that I'm thinking about it, I was like, what is that shit made of? Like, slime was really big as like a kid's, like you would make like homemade slime. I'm guessing it's probably pretty similar to that, but I don't know because my nieces and nephew were, I guess, too young for that craze. I had a cousin's kid who did that stuff, but that wasn't my problem. I also, wasn't about to go like inspect the slime or ask for a slime recipe because like I said, I would make it and then be like, well, I don't want to touch this. I don't want to get my hands dirty. So far, tonight's pickings have been slim, so I keep moving and gradually find myself in a place I've never been before. The corridors are narrow, but still feel lived in somehow. The rooms get closer, the clutter more deliberate. I guess I could move while reading, but I'll probably just get a little distracted and then not do either to the best of my ability. We got the dog paintings again. Flyers for the local bingo night have been left in the hall. A potted plant that's still alive. Old but well-used office supplies that don't have too much dust. I hear soft whispering behind the walls. Oh, don't we all? I have a fun thing where sometimes I can't sleep and then I don't end up getting enough REM sleep, which has resulted in what I have learned is called exploding head syndrome. So sometimes I'll be trying to fall asleep and all of a sudden I'll start hearing like fucking like people talking like on the other side of the wall, which would be outside, and then it wakes me up. It's like, it sucks that one of the symptoms of not getting enough REM sleep is then exploding head syndrome, which then makes it hard to get more sleep. I turned around because it started to feel like progress, but I'm also not sure about how I feel about this way. We have a door, so we'll go back the other way before we, go through door. There's like a guy with either like a thing on his face or like perhaps like a butt. Hard to say. This part feels like a waiting room, but there's no one else around. Fresh magazines have been left on the couches. Who are they expecting here exactly? I guess I'm also afraid to keep moving while reading in case we hit like an invisible trigger for new dialogue and then like, oh, there goes the old dialogue. But I guess if it's one of these prompts, it should probably be fine because then we can just go back to the prompt. Okay, this is just loops back round. I probably could have figured that out had I used spatial reasoning. But like I said, I don't have the greatest sense of direction. Spatial reasoning, also not one of my strong suits. So, just figuring out like, oh, this thing that's looping back to the way we went, loops back to the way we went. I was never going to figure that out. That's fine. Let's go through the door. Is our name Donald Duck? I mean, my name personally, and we know BB's name's not Donald Duck, so I guess no. I've got it. In that case, you must be Mickey Mouse. I mean, if you say so, in that case, I must be. Mr. Mouse, you probably get this all the time, but I'm a huge fan of your work. I've seen all your movies. You would do me a great honor by entering my house. Well, they read it for us. Help, don't kidnap me. I'm not worth anything, monetarily. What's this? Why, it's my first strangle victim doll, circa 1971, in surprisingly good condition. I did believe we used up the last of them sometime before. I wonder where they found it. What? I'm not a doll. Really? You're dressed very similarly, though. Click. Help. Please don't strangle me. I'm a real person. Help. Buzz. A stupid coincidence. Oh, they're a wonderful toy. If you opened up the torso, they had little plastic innards, and if you stood on their throats, their eyes would really bulge. Sometimes I think that's what first put me on the path of pure research, before administrative duties began to take up all my time. In truth, it makes little difference, as like everybody in the college, I've lost the ability to distinguish people from dolls some time ago. I wonder why I'm talking to a toy. Old age. Soon I'll ask a member of staff to come in and carve off the skin, or the coating, or what have you, and we can figure out what lies inside. The path of pure research is long. In the meantime, there are committee meetings. Goodbye. Wait, this is a college? College of what? Luckily, they seem to have a very abstract notion of how knots work, but I guess that's academia for you. I better vamoose. Just like me, I have a very abstract idea of what knots are. I'm dog shit at tying knots. I tie my shoes, I always double knot them because I know those motherfuckers are going to come untied if I do not. I tried to keep track of how far I was being carried, but lost count around the 11th flight of stairs. From the window, the town has a postcard aspect, like the view from a penthouse. I also like that in both games so far, BB has been kidnapped. We got put in a burlap sack in the other one, and we can see my first strangle victim doll, which, some of these dolls are being used incorrectly, being stabbed and such, but, what could we say? Has my fashion sense really been ripping off an obscure and horrible doll line for all these years? Is nothing new under the sun? They look too mutilated to be worth anything, so I guess the terrible secret dies with them. and we can see what their research is coming to. I forget, the Vitruvian Man? Is that what? It's something man. That's not, it doesn't matter. They're working their shit out. I hear a drilling noise and breaking glass, and everything smells like sawdust and wet paint. A feeling like a work in progress. Something tells me I should stay out of people's way. Oh, don't worry, we will stay out of people's way, as, you know, we immediately go the other way, just in case. The elevator's shutters rusted shut, but at least I'm still in the network of the same antique security system. The buttons on the panel look like they've been melted down by acid. We can take that axe. That axe could be helpful. Knives could be helpful. But yeah, let's just stay out of people's way. Oh, are you coming for me? Is this like a... Yeah, you seem to be coming for me. I wanted to go hit that point of interest. Oh, this is a nice wallpaper. I like this. Yeah, so I guess we'll... What are y'all? Y'all just chilling. Yeah, this guy's coming for us, so we probably shouldn't stop. But, you know, we want to take in the view. Is this the teacher's lounge? Anatomical diagrams crudely painted with astrology symbols are scattered around at desks and walls, along with ashtrays and moldy, week-old coffee. Is this the one? Oh, no, this is the one we saw before when the guy started chasing us. This room's full of crude homemade machines made of junk that's creaking and shifting. I'm not sure how any of them are meant to work. Everything's just heaps of knives and balls of wood. Ah, boy, I mean, isn't everything? Life contracts. Oh, we worked there before. Posters on the wall for school productions of Melmo, the Wanderer. Bring your own special effects. Use knives and drills for sale or exchange. Tuition in Esperanto, the language of the future. There's our door, so we can get out there. There's another room we haven't gone into. Seems to be a library. There seems to be a guy here. I saw some blue. So we probably don't want to spend too much time here, but we gotta look. What if there's a point of interest? We could learn more about what BB has to say, and we want that. I mean, we're also here for work extensively. We should be looking for stuff. You know, we might not find any stuff, but we should probably be looking. I probably should have went through that door when I found it, because now I'm... Oh, whoops. Oh, well, can I... Well, that guy's like right behind us. I should probably just go through the door. Boy, they really went all out renovating this place. Beneath the wallpaper outlines are sealed doorways can be seen. Decades of staff rotas peel off the walls as I move by. I don't know what rotas are. I assume like maybe like a some kind of just message or picture. I'm not sure. Oh boy, that's too small for me to read. Saw history in the body of a martyr convict while Asaphael sought the decapitated king. Creating history is the duty of all murderers, and in the tools they hack with, we see the reflection of a new age that is to come. To perfect murder, we must create a new universe devoted exclusively towards that purpose. We must also consider the possibility that we live in it already. To imagine a new society is to call it into being. We must first prepare a list of bylaws. Okay. Looking at my audio, I don't think that came through at all. So you know, if it didn't, you had time to read, I guess. Photographs mark and the inauguration of the college on the evening of the Great Vision. What's the point of portraits when everyone is wearing a mask? Oh, BB, just because they're wearing a mask doesn't mean you shouldn't take a portrait. Because they'll know who was wearing the masks. My goodness, what's this? Having survived the workshops of necessity, I now find myself stranded in the new world of the aesthetic. Such are the thoughts of the general public as they make their cautious entrance into history. What are the other big trees? Okay, I see. We're like on some kind of stage. There's a lot of art in this room. Oh, what's that say? Bloody Night 4. I mean, you know, Bloody Night 3 typically regarded as the best one, but you know, Bloody Night 4 we can get behind. I do not understand what this machine is, but I like it. I like that machine that I don't understand. Do I like that I don't understand it? I mean, that's part of the charm, you know, not understanding what a thing is, but being able to look at it and being like, yeah, that looks cool. This is a point of entry. Oh, whoop, I got. There was a point of interest, but it didn't like make anything pop up. Can art be a murder weapon? My thesis project will finally resolve this ancient question. Using pattern and form, it overwhelms and then destroys the subject's own sense of psychic and physical coherence. I feel like I'm in a stupid music video. I don't know. This looks like it'd make for a pretty cool music video, if you ask me. Can't go down that way. Also, this guy is just he's got his motor running. Just really going for it. Where does it drop us off? Oh. Okay, I guess it takes us back to the last door we went through if we get caught. Well, an experiment is just as valuable when it fails. That style of decoration is sure to be popular in the new regime, as people will want something interesting to look at as they're waiting to be killed. Please adjust your portfolios accordingly. Okay, so I'm guessing that this point of interest won't like prompt anything new until we get rid of the border thing that's happening here. Also, the thing that I say when I look at the United States, we just need to get rid of this border thing. That'd probably help, unless it it's creating new dialogue for the professor? Question mark. The metaphors of chopping and carving and excuse me, I almost said embroidered again. Embodied in sculpture are too trite to be of use. We instead find our purpose in art of brilliant monuments, to kill people in shadow of, classicism. Yeah, I guess makes sense, stick, make it a class deal. Wait, over here we have music. I almost said magic, but I mean, music is magic. I've heard that from Jim and the Holograms. Sound sculpture masks the sound of distant screams approaching steps, as I believe they will be very, very popular. Of course, ultimately such noises are the foundation of a far greater symphony, but there is no shame in being a midwife to a dream. I mean, that's a pretty good line. In our video lab, we covertly influence the culture by filming our death fantasies and releasing them as commercial horror films. Our Bloody Night franchise has sold thousands of copies. Bloody Night? Aren't those shitty direct-to-video horror films that everybody watches to make fun of? Everybody what now? Now, Night Clown. That's cinema. I don't seem to be able to interact with anything in here. Maybe I have to just go back through the door. Okay, so this took us back to where we were. My goodness, what's this? Having survived the workshops of necessity, I now found myself... Oh, we've gone through that. We've seen that one, yeah. Was there a different direction we could go that I did not? Because I thought I had seen everything. Like, is this not the music area? Oh, I see the music area over there. There's a room over... What the... Oh, they're TVs. I was like, what the hell is that thing? Just some TVs with some different colors. You could describe all television like that if you wanted to be highly reductive. Just like, yeah, I mean, it's just the same thing with different colors and sounds, Just, who cares? Whatever. But you shouldn't be that way. A calm study nestles in the middle of a horrible murderer compound. Respectable leather-bound tomes line the walls. An aura of prosperity seems to muffle all sound. I think my nose is bleeding. After coming out through all that sound, into a little quiet zone, give you a little nosy. Copies of the owner's publications, including Introduction to a Western Canon, Advanced Studies of the Western Canon, Whatever Happened to the Western Canon, and The Western Canon Rocks Out, a bridge edition for teens and study groups. They got everything I need to know about the Western Canon. A picture of the hooded man I met when I woke up. The prestigious Dr. Zhu wows attendance at an academic soiree with his all-embracing knowledge of the cultural world. Yeah, he seemed to know a lot about the culture. I wonder, is it sentimental I have held on to the aspects of my old career, but I always wanted to live inside a tomb. Talking doll, you've been wondering around the pieces of the world that was. Wouldn't you like to visit the world that is to come? Oh, and we're like grabbed by the hair. I was like too focused on the text to have noticed. We've been grabbed by the hair. Dr. Zhu's holding a knife. Gah. The interest of homicide has always been symbolic. Real death has no consequence, and in fact is rather quiche. Is it quiche? He got me. I didn't realize he was coming after me. Where are you? My eyesight is rather bad these days. Haha. I haven't moved like this for quite a while. None of us tend to leave campus these days. You know how it is. As you think and think, the thickets grow denser. I can still hear the flat droning voice behind me, but the corridors seem quieter, more familiar. I could swear I once found a lost cache of troll dolls inside one of these rooms. Well, let's get moving, I guess. I do like how claustrophobic the camera can be, not being able to, move the camera. And when it decides to shift, it always seems just a little like, not too late, but later than you wish it was. The door is locked, but looks more under maintenance-y than the others. A sticker on the door says, "Unseal with a hallway access panel. Am I near the location of the long-lost air conditioner controls?" And I just had to check back up at Dr. Zoo, see if he had anything new to say. But no, he's just still going on about the thickets as they grow denser. There's a lever on this. There's a lever on this, so it's probably the thing that opens the door. I'm getting sick and tired of being chased by murderers all night, and I'm not going to look into this any further. I mean, that's pretty fair. Uh-oh, that doesn't look good. Who's there? Ah, it's you. My goodness, all these years, and you've hardly altered you at all. Or the years have altered. Mr. Killer, I know you get this a lot, but I'm a huge fan of your work. I would truly like to see it get the critical attention it deserves. Have you considered co-authoring a paper? Yeah. Seems like the killer has arrived. So I guess that's, the capital T, capital... Actually, I think they lowercase t, the killer, in this game. So it's a capital K killer, but lowercase t and the, which is interesting. Oh, so the killer's shown up. So these murderers have been killing. Dr. Zeus seems to have respected the killer. But, maybe the killer doesn't, reciprocate that feeling, and the killer does seem to be on the move. Perhaps, if you're the killer, perhaps you get a feeling for, who you're after. BB's report, epilogue. After finding my way inside the vent, I was able to get back to the apartment without any further incident, although all night long, strange noises echoed through the pipes. And we can see we popped out in our bathroom. I actually didn't notice the sink before. So I guess that was the strange light, and not that mirror connected to the mirror on the other side. Which would have been a pretty funny gag if that was just true. Like, BB mentions, like, oh, there's light coming through the other side. What could be over there? And it is just like it connects to your own apartment. But no, it seems like it connected to the air duct. The next morning, we totaled up the day's haul. Result, assorted pogs and a pamphlet that must have been placed in my pocket somehow. I thought the pamphlet must have been worth something, but ZZ says there are copies lying around the bus station for free. Night School, Prospectus 1920. A frightening world, an interesting world to be in. A wide variety of classes. And we can press escape to close the report, which will take us back to the loader. Which, of course, is our art exhibit. So that was Hands of the Killer. So the hand. The murderer, like... what would you call them? Committee of intellectuals? The college committee? And they have hands on them. We saw hands in the sky when we loaded up. There was hands all around. But why is this Hands of the Killer? A voice of the killer, I assume. The voice of the killer. We kept commenting on the sounds of the ocean. So maybe that was the voice. The hands. Here we saw, what apparently was the killer. I guess here it is the killer in all caps. So it's just inconsistent whether it's, capital T, capital K, or all caps, or, doing its own thing. So we can probably just assume the killer, Why is this Hands of the Killer, though? We do know that my first Strangle Victim doll, that when the killer showed up, it seemed they used a knife on Dr. Zoo. So, not exactly sure on the name there at the moment. But, maybe it'll make more sense as it goes on. Maybe it'll never make sense. Maybe I missed the sense that it made. Which is, well, I shook for no, because I can do that. That's the closest I can do for nodding to be like, yeah, I probably just missed it. I just noticed the carpeting, I assume. It's very nice with the suns and the moons. So yes, that was Hands of the Killer. We will be continuing on with Anthology the Killer with what's the next one? I mean, I suppose I can just walk back here and see. The next one is Drool of the Killer. Very, very important. So something I didn't think of because I forgot to read the little write-up before beginning the I keep wanting to say the level before we began Hands of the Killer, the game, standalone game, packaged in a anthology loader, is the Hands of the Killer roaming around made me think, oh, Hands of the Killer, like the college people are the hands and that they are acting out the will of the killer in their mind, I suppose. Perhaps that's what's going on there.